The evening was unusually quiet in the suburban town of Umuoke. Street lamps flickered as the sun dipped below the horizon. Aisha and her younger sister Neka were returning from the local market, laughing over a shared joke. As they neared their apartment, a shadow moved in the alley beside their building. "Let me go," Aisha screamed, kicking and struggling. Neka, hearing her sister's cries, rushed forward. She grabbed a heavy metal rod lying nearby and struck the man. He fell, but not before lunging again, and in the struggle, Neka struck him again. The man lay motionless, blood pooling beneath him. The sisters froze, staring at the man who had just tried to assault Aisha. Their neighbor, a seemingly quiet young man named Uche, had been dead by Neka's hand. What do we do now? Aisha. "We run before anyone sees us," Neka said, her own voice shaking but resolute. They fled into the dark streets, hearts pounding, adrenaline keeping them alive. Unknown to them, Uche's older brother Chuka was a police officer. Chuka had long protected his brother, covering for Uche's violent tendencies. Now hearing the news, he vowed to make the girls pay. Within hours, the sisters' small community was buzzing with rumors. Chuka, using his authority, tracked Aisha and Neka, eventually cornering them at a relative's abandoned house outside town. "Step outside," Chuka ordered, hand on his service pistol. Aisha and Neka exchanged fearful glances. They knew the law might not be enough to protect them. Chuka was a cop, and his influence ran deep. "You'll pay for this," he sneered, though his voice betrayed anger more than authority. The sisters were arrested, charged with murder despite the fact the death had been caused in self-defense. Hope seemed distant until their family reached out to barrister Ifeanyi, a prominent lawyer known for defending the wrongly accused. "You have to stay calm," Ifeanyi told them in his office. "The law may seem against you, but truth always finds a way." He meticulously gathered evidence, including witness accounts and security footage showing Uche attempting to assault Aisha. Ifeanyi also documented Neka's actions as self-defense, emphasizing that the sisters had acted to protect one another. "Your bravery saved a life," he told them. "The law recognizes self-defense, but you must face this process to prove it." The courtroom was tense. Chuka, in full uniform, glared at the sisters, attempting to sway the judge with his influence. But Ifeanyi remained calm, presenting evidence with precision. He called witnesses, forensic experts, and neighbors to testify. Video footage clearly showed the sisters' struggle and Uche's aggression. Ifeanyi argued passionately. These young women acted to protect an innocent life. They did not seek violence, nor did they plan it. What we see here is self-defense in its purest form. The prosecution argued Chuka's narrative, claiming the sisters had acted recklessly. Yet the weight of evidence and public support worked in the girls' favor. After tense days in court, the judge delivered the verdict. Given the evidence, witness testimony, and the circumstances surrounding the incident, the court finds that the defendant acted in self-defense. The charges against Aisha and Neka are hereby dismissed. Tears of relief streamed down the sisters' faces. The courtroom erupted in quiet murmurs of support. Even some of the neighbors who had doubted them applauded their courage. "Thank you, Barrister Ifeanyi," Aisha whispered. "You didn't just save us from the law," Neka added, "you gave us our lives back." Chuka was reprimanded for abusing his position and covering his brother's crimes, a public lesson on accountability. In the aftermath, the sisters returned home. They were stronger, bonded even more deeply by the ordeal. Aisha enrolled in self-defense classes, determined to protect herself and others. Neka, inspired by the events, began volunteering with women's advocacy groups, helping survivors of assault. The story of their courage spread across the community, inspiring other young women to speak up and defend themselves. Though the trauma lingered, it became a foundation for resilience and empowerment. "We survived," Aisha said one evening as they watched the sunset. "And we'll keep surviving no matter what comes next. Together," Neka replied, smiling through her tears. Their lives, once shadowed by fear, now carried hope. They had faced danger, injustice, and power misused, but with courage, guidance, and truth they had prevailed.